Good morning everyone. In our previous video we have discussed about male reproductive system. In male reproductive system, four main organs are present. First testis, second epididymis, third vas deferens and fourth penis. Now in today's video we will discuss about female reproductive system. In female also four main organs are present. First is ovary. A pair of ovule-shaped ovaries are present in female body. When the girl born, this ovary already have so many immature eggs. When the girl reaches to the puberty, when the secondary sexual characters develop, that time some of these immature eggs get mature. Now, ovary release one egg in a month. One of these ovary release one egg in a month. This is a first part, ovary. Now, the second female reproductive organ is oviduct, which is also called fallopian tube. This fallopian tube arises from the ovary and then ends to the uterus. The uterus, which is the third main female reproductive part. So, first is ovary, second is oviduct or fallopian tube. This is a tubular-like structure which is end to the uterus, unite to the uterus. Now the third female reproductive part, uterus, this is both the fallopian tube finally unite to the uterus. It's an elastic bag-like structure you can see. It's a bag-like structure. It is the third female reproductive part which is uterus. Uterus narrow part is known as cervix and cervix open into the last female reproductive part, vagina. So there are four main female reproductive parts. First is ovary, which release one egg in a month. Second, oviduct, which is also called fallopian tube. Third, uterus is a bag-like structure and the uterus narrow end is known as cervix, which is finally open into the fourth female reproductive part, vagina. These are the main four female reproductive parts. Now we will discuss how sexual reproduction takes place in human body. How sexual reproduction takes place in human body. So, first, through the penis, the sperms or semen release into the vagina. This semen or sperms enter through the vagina to the uterus, then it passes to the fallopian tube here. So, through the vagina from uterus, this sperms finally reaches to the fallopian tube. And from the ovary, as I told you, in a month, one egg is released. This egg from the ovary comes here in the fallopian tube. Now, from sperm comes from this side and ovary comes from this side. So, here one egg and here is one sperm. Both get met in fallopian tube and get fertilized. So, what is the first step? That male and female gametes. First step is male and female gametes get fused, like in male sperms and in female eggs. This both get fertilized and form zygote. So what is the first step? First step is fertilization. After fertilization, zygote will form. Okay, when the zygote form, so if the question asks where the fertilization takes place, so what you will write? In female reproductive system, fallopian tube. Okay, fertilization always takes place in female reproductive system. And in female reproductive system, which part? In fallopian tube. A very important question. In which part of female reproductive system fertilization takes place? So what you will write? In fallopian tube or oviduct. After fertilization, zygote will form. This zygote comes into the uterus. When this zygote comes into the uterus, due to releasing of progesterone hormone, it prepares the uterus wall to hold this zygote, because this zygote only afterwards develop as a baby. So this uterus can hold the baby for 9 months. This wall get prepared, uterus wall get prepared by progesterone hormones. So finally the zygote comes and reaches to the uterus, where this zygote divide and form tissue tissue which is called embryo. Okay, so zygote now finally become embryo. This embryo implant inside the uterus, which is called implantation. The implantation is occurs. So first is a fertilization, then zygote, then embryo. So here the implantation takes place. What do you mean by implantation? The zygote finally reaches to the uterus and implant inside the mother womb for 9 months. This is called implantation. This zygote after become embryo, and this embryo then become as a fetus. Okay, now the baby grow and afterwards this embryo become fetus. This fetus is attached to the mother womb. This fetus is attached to the uterus wall or mother womb through placenta. Okay, here the placenta is present, which is a disc-like shape, and then umbilical cord is present, which is joined to the baby, which is joined to the fetus. Okay, now here the question arises that what is the meaning, what do you mean by placenta? Placenta is a disc-like shape, a structure is present in mother womb which help to nourish the baby. When baby remains in the uterus for 9 months, it takes all the nutrition through placenta. Whatever mother used to eat, whatever mother used to breathe, this everything through the placenta blood passes to the baby. And same way, whatever the excreta released by the baby, it passes through the placenta to the mother. So placenta play a very important role for this 9 months to nourish the baby. Okay, so now we come back to the points. First fertilization, second zygote, third embryo, and fourth fetus. And after 9 months, the baby will born. These are the steps. After 9 months, the baby will born. So these are the steps: fertilization, zygote, embryo, fetus, and then finally the baby will born. Now what are these steps names? First fertilization, then zygote implant inside the uterus wall, which is called implantation. Okay, after implantation, through the placenta taking nourishment and everything for 9 months, this 9-month period is known as gestation period. This 9-month period is known as gestation period. When this 9-month gestation period gets over, then the baby will born due to rhythmic contraction and relaxation of uterus. Due to rhythmic contraction and relaxation of uterus, the baby will born. The born of baby, or we can say the born of baby in all the mammals, is known as pertussion. So what are the steps? First is fertilization. After fertilization, implantation. After implantation, gestation period, and after gestation period, baby born, which is called pertussion. So these are the steps, and here also some of steps. Here if you see the steps, male and female gamete fuse, which is called fertilization. Then after fertilization, zygote will form, then embryo will form, then fetus will form, and at last the baby will born. This fertilization, the implantation of zygote inside the uterus is called implantation, where here 9-month baby gets developed and remain for 9 months in the uterus. It is called gestation period. This 9 months is known as gestation period, and at last when the baby born, due to rhythmic contraction and relaxation of uterus, it is called pertussion. So these are the steps by which the fertilization occurs in fallopian tube and baby develops and born. Here a very important question: what do you mean by placenta and what its role? Okay. Second important question: what are the steps So these are the steps. So here we have discussed about the female reproductive system, as well as we have discussed how the after fertilization the baby develops and born. So these are the explanation. Now here one more important thing, that in this placenta, here remember, first is here is a zygote, embryo or fetus which is attached to the umbilical cord, and this umbilical cord attached to the disc-like shaped placenta. Okay, so first is placenta, then umbilical cord, and then fetus or a baby. In the placenta, some finger-like projection are present, which is called villi. Here same way, this villi provides surface area for absorption of glucose and nutrition. As I am telling that through the placenta only, this fetus takes all the nutrition. So, and as we know, the villi increase the surface area for absorption. Here also, villi increase surface area to absorb glucose and all the nutrition for the baby. So, all the nutrition, oxygen, everything through the placenta, it reaches to the baby, and whatever the excreta is released out by the baby, it also passes through the placenta to the mother. So, this is the role of placenta. Here, one more important question arises: if this egg do not get any sperm for fertilization, then what will happen? So, the answer is then menstruation will take place. Now, what is menstruation? As I told you, in every month, this ovary release egg. Okay, if this egg gets any sperm in fallopian tube, then fertilization will take place and the pregnancy will take place. But if this egg do not get any sperm for fertilization, then this egg comes to the uterus. Here the uterus wall breaking down. So along with this uterus tissues, blood and mucus, this egg comes out, which is called bleeding. This is known as menstruation. So I am repeating, if the egg do not get any sperm for fertilization, then this egg comes to the uterus. Along with the uterus wall tissues, this blood and the blood discharge and the mucus comes out through the vagina, which is known as menstruation. And this ovary release one egg after every 28 to 30 days. That means this menstruation also take place after every 28 to 30 days, which is called menstruation cycle. So this is all about the question if asked in exam. What will happen if this egg do not get any sperm for fertilization? So you will write about menstruation. What are the ways to prevent this pregnancy? It's not necessary whenever the couple have a sexual relation, they have to conceive the baby. While having this copulation, having the sexual contact, then also what are the devices by which this unwanted pregnancy can be prevented. The devices which is used to prevent this unwanted pregnancy is known as contraceptives. So here we will discuss what are the contraceptive methods. There are 4 contraceptive methods. First is a barrier or mechanical method. Second, chemical method. Third is IUCD method, intrauterine contraceptive device. And fourth is surgical method. So let's discuss what are these methods. First is barrier or mechanical method. This barrier or mechanical method is used by either male or female. The male and female use the barrier between both the sexual organs or direct contact of penis and vagina. This barrier do not allow to direct contact of this penis and vagina, so the sperm do not transfer in vagina directly. So it prevents the direct releasing of this sperm to the female body. If the sperm do not transfer to the female body, pregnancy will not occur. So, and this method is very we can say very important, or the most uses is method, because it also prevent from STD. STD means sexually transmitted diseases. Sexually transmitted diseases means the diseases which due to the sexual contact spread from one to the other, like AIDS. So this barrier method or mechanical method is a very safe method because it also prevents from sexually transmitted diseases. Now second method is chemical method. This method is always used by female because these are some oral pills which is taken by female. These oral pills imbalance the hormones. Okay, in this oral pills, these are chemicals. So it imbalances the female hormones. If the hormones get imbalanced in female body, then it do not allow to release egg. So what happens? This egg do not fertilize with the sperm and the pregnancy will not occur. So this is also one of type of contraceptive method. But this method is also not too much preferred because in that case hormonal get imbalanced. So it may be cause some side effects. It may cause some side effects in female body. So this method is also not preferred. Third method is IUCD, intrauterine contraceptive device. What is the meaning of this? The device which is used in female uterus is known as IUCD. The device which is used in uterus is known as IUCD, intrauterine contraceptive device. Example is copper T. Example is copper T. That means a T plate which is made up from copper. This copper T plate is implanted inside the female uterus. So when this copper T implanted inside the uterus, okay, whenever the sperms entered inside the vagina and come to the uterus, it just bounce to the copper T plate and the sperms will kill. So here only the sperms get killed. So this will not pass to the fallopian tube and fertilization will not take place. So this is the role of IUCD. But a copper plate is inbuilt inside the female body. So maybe there is a chance to get irritation. It get irritation to the female body. So this method also we can't say that a safe method. So next method is surgical method. By surgery, the unwanted pregnancy can be prevented, which is called surgical method. This is further divided in two types: vasectomy and tubectomy. Vasectomy occurs in male and tubectomy occurs in female. Vasectomy, in the vasectomy, the vas deferens get cut and so the sperms do not pass from the vas deferens and fertilization will not take place. But in tubectomy, fallopian tube get cut, so the sperm and eggs cannot be met and fertilization will not take place. So this is an surgical method by which vasectomy by cutting the vas deferens in male and tubectomy by cutting the fallopian tube or oviduct in female, the fertilization or mating of this male sperm and female egg, we can prevent the pregnancy. So these are the methods by which by using this can be prevented the pregnancy. But all methods have some drawbacks. Only what is the safe method going to be preferred? First one, barrier or mechanical method because it prevents from sexually transmitted diseases as well as. Now chemical method imbalance the hormone, so it can create some side effects in female body. Now IUCD, a copper plate embedded inside the female body, so it may cause irritation. And surgical method, this is a surgery which is taken in the male and female body, so and it also not prevent from STD. So what is the safest method if asked in exam? You will explain about the barrier or mechanical method. So these are the methods by which all the unwanted pregnancy can be prevented. Now sometimes what happens, the unwanted pregnancy occurs. Then to kill this unwanted child, some people are doing abortion. Okay, so this is also not preferred. The surgical method sometimes used for abortion also, or from desiring of the boy child also this abortion occurs. So this is called abortion, surgical abortion. Now one more term will come in related to this, which is sex ratio. What is sex ratio? The ratio in between the male and the comparison between the male and female. This is called sex ratio. How much is the ratio against the male and female? This comparison amount is known as sex ratio. Now what is STD? Sexually transmitted diseases. Due to this sexual contact, some diseases can be caused due to the bacterial infection or due to the viral infection. Here is a list of some sexually transmitted diseases. From the bacterial infection, gonorrhea or syphilis can cause, and from the viral infection, genital wart or AIDS can cause. This AIDS is a common term which you know, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Just now on 1st December, the World AIDS Day was celebrated. This is for awareness about this contraceptive device to prevent from this sexually transmitted diseases. So this is all about our chapter. Today we have finished our chapter, how do organism reproduce. So I am just summarizing in full this chapter what we have discussed. In our chapter we have discussed about DNA copying and error, what is the variation and its importance. Then we have discussed about the types of reproduction, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction we have learned about fission, fragmentation, regeneration, spore formation, budding and vegetative propagation. In sexual reproduction we have learned about in the sexual reproduction in plants and in sexual reproduction in animals or humans. In sexual reproduction in plants we have discussed about the structure of flower, we have discussed about how the pollination takes place, how fertilization takes place and how the seed is formed. And sexual reproduction in human we have discussed about male reproductive system, we have discussed about female reproductive system, then we have discussed what are the steps in sexual reproduction in human, then we have discussed about the contraceptive device which prevent from unwanted pregnancy. And at last we have discussed about sexually transmitted diseases, some name of diseases which will ask in objective questions. So this is all about the chapter. Go through the notes. Thank you. Have a nice day.